Okay. Now we are starting off with differentiation. So what is differentiation? It's also called derivative. Derivative. Okay. Differentiation is also called derivative. What is it? In my time. So it's a very simple thing. It is basically the meaning of derivative is rate of change. So anywhere, if you want to find out rate of change of one variable with respect to other, you have to use derivative. Anywhere. Instantaneous value, average value. Remember we did this? So first we need to understand what is the meaning. Meaning like this. Differentiation can be meant in three different ways. One, in mathematics, we call it derivative. Okay, in mathematical terms. In physics, we call it rate of change, and in our graphical methods, we call it slope. Okay, so mathematical meaning is this is the mathematical meaning. Mathematical meaning. Or physics. What is the physical meaning? Physical meaning is rate of change, and graphical meaning is slope. Mathematical meaning is differentiation. Derivative. Mathematical meaning is derivative. Yes. Physical meaning হচ্ছে rate of change or graphical meaning হচ্ছে slope. So let us understand this the best way with the help of a graph. ঠিক আছে? Because graph কি সবথেকে ভালো এটা বোঝা যায়. Say there is a function y equal to f of x. When plotted on a piece of graph, it gives us a graph something like this. Arey wow, BT graph, increasing acceleration. Everyone knows this, right? If it is a velocity versus time graph, this is a very good example of increasing acceleration, right? Now, if I tell you that there are 2 points, this is one point P1 where the velocity was V1, and this is another point P2 where the velocity is how much? V2. Okay? So in this case, if you find out slope between the 2 points 1 and 2, that will give you the slope of the chord or the secant. Okay? So what is a secant? Can anyone tell me what is a secant?
Line that 2 points in a
circle, right? Any curve. If a straight line touches the curve or cuts the curve at 2 points, touches, you cannot say touches, cuts the curve at 2 points, then it is called a secant. Okay? Like this one. If I draw a straight line like this is a secant. Alright? So whenever you find out the slope of a secant, this is a secant. Okay? Slope of the secant is given by how do we represent slope? We have learned, right? If the point is Q1, V1 and this is Q2, V2, then slope equal to V2 minus V2 minus V1. Bullet use kara hobe V2 minus V1 by V2 minus, right? Because it is x2 minus y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So this basically gives you delta V by delta T, right? So this is average rate of change. Average rate of change of velocity with respect to time. This is average rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Alright? Now, whenever we bring out instantaneous velocity, দুটো specific point এর মাঝখানে যদি হয় তখন it is always the average rate of change. Alright? Now, do you remember what is instantaneous rate of change? Instantaneous rate of change of velocity with respect to time is what? dp is given by people क्या है limit of delta t approaching 0 delta v by delta t ठीक है what is meant by this limit of delta t approaching 0 इसका मतलब क्या see over here delta t was measurable right एकांत क्या होता this was delta t tell me yes or no this was delta t now we are decreasing the delta t decreasing मतलब delta t को छोटा कर रहे हैं ठीक है so if we make it small right
time to zero
ना time का zero right time right so instantly time का zero is there we cannot take delta t zero otherwise it will become undefined change in numerator delta v by delta t so what is happening we are decreasing the delta t so let us say that we come to this point and take a very small difference right even minute than the one I have shown এটা তাও calculable হ্যাঁ দেখা যাচ্ছে ওটা দেখাও যাবে এত ছোট হবে so that is what that is dp small amount of change in time ক্যালকুলেট তো আমরা করছি না আমরা ক্যালকুলেট করছি না আমরা জাস্ট এটাকে রিপ্রেজেন্ট করছি এখানে বুঝতে পেরেছো তো এখানে যে for the change in time dt the amount of change in velocity is how much there is some amount of change in velocity dv that will be also very small right so in this case if we find out delta v by delta t that will be the slope of the tangent drawn at this particular point because that no longer are two different points so these 2 points you are bringing closer and they become very close to each other they form the when this secant becomes what you will get right this secant will become a tangent वो सेकंड जो था वो नजदीक 2 पॉइंट नजदीक आते एक पॉइंट में मीट करेगा जब तब वो टेंजेंट हो जाएगा समझ में सो दिस विल बिकम द ये वाला क्या हो जाएगा tangent so delta v by delta t which is also represented as dv by dt or simply dv dt is equal to slope of the tangent okay this was slope of secant and this is the slope of tangent so whenever they ask you the instantaneous velocity you find out the slope of the tangent and whenever they find out the average velocity you find out the slope of the secant so now in general average rate of change and instantaneous rate of change क्योंकि always VT graph होगा ऐसा तो जरूरी नहीं है ना it can be any other graph also so whenever they give you the average rate of change it is slope of secant whenever they say instantaneous rate of change then you have to find out the slope of the tangent at that instant वही instant है slope of the tangent ठीक है हाँ बोलो
instantaneous rate of change देखते पाए ना पॉइंट करके
इनको कैलकुलेट करते हैं होएगा सर এটা লেখা হয়েছে সব বাতাও তো এই ডায়াগ্রামটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট শর্টকাট লিখো কুইকলি